Warm welcome to all the viewers. Friends, in this video, I'm going to show you something special which can be done in Jamovi software. I'm going to show you how you can easily run first stage moderated mediation model, that is Hayes process macro model 7, which looks like this, wherein you have an independent variable X, you have a mediator, and you have a dependent variable. The relationship between independent variable and the mediator is impacted by the moderator, that is signified as W. So we are going to check whether this moderator affects the mediation effect of the mediator on the dependent variable. So whether moderator moderates the mediation effect in this model. So we can easily run it through the medmod module in Jamovi, and we will also see how to calculate the index of moderated mediation and check out its bootstrapped significance so that we are sure that there is a effect of the moderator upon the mediation effect in this model. So I'm going to show you in our software how you can calculate the index of moderated mediation, because that cannot be done in Jamovi, and Jamovi does not produce the significance level, the bootstrapped significance level for checking in the index of moderated mediation's significance, which is very much required in this case of moderated mediation. So here we are in our Jamovi. First, let us import the data quickly. So I'll go to open the same data sheet which I have been showing you in my two previous videos on Jamovi. You can go back and check on the playlist and check on those two videos on Jamovi. Let us see how to conduct moderated mediation first stage model, that is Hayes process macro model number 7. So for that, I've imported the data. The data has occupation, 1, 2, and 3 categories. It's a categorical variable. Gender having 2 categories, female and male. Female denoted by 0 and males denoted by 1. And then we have the variables, observed variables, food quality FQ1 to FQ4, all marked on Likert 5-point scale. Service quality SQ1 to SQ4 marked on 5-point Likert scale. Then ambience AB1 to AB4, and price fairness, that is PF1 to PF4, all marked on Likert 5-point scale. These four are the predictor variables which I have with me. And I have a dependent variable in this data sheet, which is customer satisfaction, denoted by CS1 to CS4. Again, all four reflective indicators, each marked on Likert 5-point scale. Now, this is the composite score which I have of these variables. You can even take the composite score of these variables through the measurement model assessment, which you have already done in AMOS or Smart PLS, or you can take the arithmetic mean also. So here I have taken in the arithmetic mean of food quality, service quality, ambience, price fairness, and customer satisfaction. In this moderated mediation example, we are going to take food quality as the independent variable, service quality as the mediator, and ambience as the moderator, and customer satisfaction as a dependent variable. So let us see how to build that model and analyze that model. I'll also show you how to get the index of moderated mediation, which is very much required to assess the effect of moderator on the indirect effect of mediation. So on the effect of mediation, what is the role of moderator in raising or decreasing the effect of mediation in the model? So for that, we'll go to medmod module, and we have to go to GLM mediation model, because we are not just conducting a mediation. We are not just conducting a simple moderation as well. We are conducting moderated mediation. So go to GLM mediation model. Herein we have to make some settings. See, you have a tab for dependent variable. In this, you put the composite score, that is customer satisfaction. I put it here. Then you put the mediator, that is service quality. Then I put the factors. In case you have any categorical variable as a categorical moderator you want to put in the model, you can put it as factors. If you have continuous variable, we can put continuous variables in the covariates and categorical in the factors, right? So since I have continuous variables, food quality, that is one of the independent variables, and ambience is again the moderator in this model. So again continuous in nature. I'll put it over here. So you get some model conceptual diagram built in by Jamovi on the right hand side like this, but this is not the model which I want. So how to convert it into a model which I want, model number 7. So how can I convert it? So first, let us go to moderators. And here in moderators, you see moderator effect mediator is equal to SQ. Moderator is AB, right? So we put AB over here. Now you see moderator has come into the model when we put AB over here. But it is moderating all the three paths. It is telling us that it's a full moderated mediation case. But we want a first stage moderated mediation where ambience just moderates the relationship between food quality and service quality. So for that purpose, what we need to do? Here in the components we see, components basically means the independent variables, that is service quality, food quality and ambience. So we have to remove ambience. Now that one is removed. Now we have to remove food quality into ambience. You got it. So these are the three independent variables: food quality, service quality and ambience. You see here, and CS is the dependent variable. So now I've got the model, the first stage moderated mediation model which I want to execute, right? Now let us make some more settings and I'll tell you what is all there. So we see here that food quality and ambience, food quality being independent variable and ambience being the moderator, both of them need to be centered. So mean centering is important. Why mean centering is important? Because without mean centering, when you interpret the result, you are saying that you are comparing the coefficient of food quality, the effect of coefficient of food quality on service quality when ambience is at its zero level. But actually seeing the Likert 5-point scale from 1 to 5, there is no zero value. So when you mean center it, when you mean center the food quality and ambience, then you can say the effect of food quality on service quality when ambience is at its average level. When ambience is at its average level. So that is what is meant by mean centering. So that is why Jamovi is by default doing the mean centering of the independent variable and the moderator in your model. Then we are going to look at mean plus 1 standard deviation, mean and the mean minus 1 standard deviation levels of the moderator. What is the effect of the moderator at these levels upon the mediation, the indirect effect shown in this model, this mediation. Food quality to customer satisfaction, the relationship is mediated by service quality. So what effect does moderator have on different values of moderator? How does this mediation behave? Whether it increases or decreases. So that is what we get to know through this values. Then next settings we are going to make over here is we'll go with percentile bootstrap, that is the recommended, and we can go with 5000 samples. For the sake of this example, I am showing you 1000 samples because if I click on 5000 samples, make it 5000, then it will take a more amount of time. Here in the display in tables, I have ticked on indirect effect components and beta. So that is the standardized coefficient which I'll be getting. So in case you don't want the standardized coefficient, you want the unstandardized, which basically you require for moderation and moderated mediation analysis. Even for mediation analysis, you want to look at unstandardized coefficients, right? So for that purpose, what will I do? I'll click on statistical. So that will convert this conceptual diagram into a statistical diagram, and I want to click on coefficients, which is the unstandardized estimates. If I click on betas, it will give me the standardized estimates. So I want to see the coefficients, unstandardized estimates. So these are the settings which I am going to make, and the model will take some time to run. You see the model is running and we'll get all these values. We'll get the interaction effect, that is the moderation effect, and we will get the conditional mediation results at three levels of moderator: mean minus 1 standard deviation, mean and mean plus 1 standard deviation. Got the statistical diagram you see here. These are the path coefficients. This is the interaction effect of food quality and ambience upon service quality, effect of ambience on service quality, and effect of food quality on service quality. And then service quality as a mediator affects the dependent variable customer satisfaction, and this path depicts the direct effect of food quality upon customer satisfaction. Now, in order to calculate index of moderated mediation, we simply have to multiply the interaction effect by this path, that is known as mediator to outcome path, and then we get the interaction effect. So if I multiply 0.14 by 0.21, I get 0.030. So that is index of moderated mediation, right? So that is the way you can calculate it easily. Now let us see what is there in the results. So moderation effect, you see moderation effect, that interaction effect, is it significant or not? Yes, it is significant because the z value is greater than 1.96 and the p value shows us the value less than 0.05. There is no zero lying in between the lower and upper confidence intervals. That is the reason it is significant, and this is the path coefficient, that is 0.140, which we saw here in this diagram as well, right? So that means the interaction effect, the moderation effect, is significant in this model. Now this is conditional mediation. As I told you, at different levels of the moderator, how does this interaction or moderation effect behave or influences? So you see here, at mean -1 standard deviation, this effect is non-significant as 0 lies in between, and z score is also out of the range of -1.96 to +1.96, as well as the p value is greater than 0.05. At the mean value of the moderator, the indirect effect, which is the mediation effect from food quality to customer satisfaction via service quality, is non-significant, right? Is insignificant as 0 lies in between, and the z score is out of the range of -1.96 to +1.96. Even p value tells us that it is greater than 0.05. That means it is insignificant. Now let us check at mean +1 standard deviation, the indirect effect is significant or not. Yes, it is significant because there is no zero lying in between this. You see here 0.00248, 2.0912, no zero lies in between, and z score is greater than 1.96, and p value is also less than 0.05. That means as the value of the moderator keeps on increasing, the mediation effect becomes significant and it also increases. It's positive, right? It's not negative. The mediation effect increases as and when the moderation effect increases. Now, how much it does increase, that is told to us by index of moderated mediation. In this case, we have already found out that index of moderated mediation by multiplying both of them is 0.030. But whether that index of moderated mediation is significant or not, for that we'll have to go to R and run a few scripts and find it out. So here we are in our R software. In this, I have the script with me. So first we need to import the data, load the data set, and then rename the data as the data file name is longer in this case. The file which I am using, I am going to give it a shorter name, that is df. So first I load the data and then I give it a smaller name. So how to load the data? Simply you can go over here, import dataset from Excel, and here I have file in my documents, R workspace. This is the sheet I want to import. You see the data has been imported in Excel format. I tick on import. It should be the same data sheet which we have used in Jamovi, right? Once the data set is imported, I need to give it a smaller name. So I've given it a smaller name. You see here df. The whole file name was this customer satisfaction CSV 305 datasheet for FDP. So I've given it a smaller name df. Now I press enter. So data has got a smaller name. You see here df is the smaller name. Next, I want to mean center the IV, that is food quality, because that was automatically done in Jamovi and that is the preferred route. We have to mean center, right? So I run that and then I mean center the moderator, mean centering of the moderator using this syntax. Again press enter and then I do first stage interaction. So first stage interaction effect has to be calculated. So I need to put this syntax, press enter. So when you press enter, command gets executed, and if you don't get any error in R, that means it has run well. No need to worry. After that, I run this command to check whether newly formed variables FQ centered, AB centered, and interaction exist in the dataset or not. So I'll pick this command and put it in R. So that is how I put it. And it says yes, exists, exists. Okay. So you see here FQ centered, AB centered, and in underscore interaction. That is the interaction term. All three are existing. This interaction term is formed by multiplying the centered value with the AB centered, right? So we got the interaction term. You see here the formula we applied was FQ centered multiplied by AB centered is the interaction term, right? Instead of just FQ multiplied by AB, because we are taking centered variables now, mean centered variables. So we got all three values in the data set. Now, good to go. Now, what to do next? Now, we'll run the model, and this is the code for the model which I have. I simply pick up the code and put it over here. So I'm asking for index of modmed, index of moderated mediation in this. First stage moderation is defined over here. And second stage I have defined that there's no moderation, right? So again I press enter. So after defining my model, I have to open library Lavan because it uses this package latent variable analysis to conduct the bootstrapping analysis. So after putting in my model details, I go to library Lavan and then I put the bootstrapping command. So I'll use bootstrapping with 1000 samples, not 5000 because it is going to take a long time. So instead of 5000, which is generally recommended, you should go with 5000. I'll put 1000 over here, and you see here a red mark comes which says that R is doing the calculations of 1000 bootstrap samples and it will take some time to give us the results. You see red mark has gone. That means bootstrapping has run finally and we have the results. Now to see the results, what we should do? This command to extract the results, and we'll put it over here, and we got the results. You see here, we got all the results which we got in Jamovi. So we got the regression results, we got the variances, we got the R square estimate as well. And we got index of moderated mediation. You see here index modmed 0.030, and whether it's significant or not, yes, it is significant as the p value is less than 0.05. That means in the indirect effect, in the mediation effect of the model, once again I'll tell you, index of moderated mediation tells us that how much does the indirect effect, that is the mediation effect, increases when 1 unit of moderator increases. So here we see on increasing 1 unit of moderator, the indirect effect increases by 0.03 and it is significant. It increases by 0.03 units and it is significant. So I hope you learned how to calculate index of moderated mediation and find out its significance as well, using some simple commands in R, and how to conduct moderated mediation easily in Jamovi software. I hope the video was quite useful and informative for you, and you will definitely share it with your friends and faculty colleagues. See you next time with some more informative content. Till then, thanks a lot.